Welcome aboard Podcast Cruise, where every episode is a voyage into the unknown. Rather than hearing directly from the individuals themselves, our hosts dive deep into these stories, each one drawn from personal accounts found from various sources. We explore the details, examine the context, and provide commentary to help you better understand these extraordinary experiences. So grab your favorite beverage or set your cruise control to the legal speed limit and journey with us beyond the veil, one episode at a time. Let's welcome our hosts, Jake Hart and Zara Moon, as they dive into captivating discussions and the mysteries that shape our world. You are listening to Podcast Cruise.
All right, get ready, because today we're diving deep into something that, might sound a little out there. Energetic cords. We found this fascinating YouTube video by a spiritual practitioner named Heather and did some digging into her background.
Right.
And honestly, it got us thinking, what if we're all connected in ways that we just can't see?
It's a really interesting concept that has been around for centuries in so many different spiritual traditions,
Right.
even though science hasn't quite caught up to it yet.
Right.
But, think about it for a second.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt completely drained after talking to someone?
Oh, yeah.
Or like you just knew how someone was feeling before they even told you?
Totally.
That's exactly what Heather was talking about.
Yeah.
Those are energetic cords.
Oh, so that's what those are.
Invisible strands of energy that connect us to each other, kind of like,
Okay.
invisible umbilical cords.
Like an energetic umbilical cord?
Yeah.
Wow.
And these cords act like conduits for all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Emotions, thoughts, even like life force.
Life force, that's powerful.
It really is, yeah.
It's like this energetic network that's connecting all of us.
Exactly, connecting us on a subtle level.
Oh, wow.
And just like any network, these connections can be strong or weak, positive or negative, all depending on the type of relationship.
So it's not just about lovers or family.
No, not at all.
It could be anybody.
It really can be anyone, friends, coworkers, even like that one neighbor
Oh, yeah.
that you try to avoid at all costs.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
It's wild to think about what this could mean for our everyday lives.
Yeah.
We could be picking up on other people's energy all the time without even realizing it,
Yeah.
especially if you're someone who's already pretty empathetic.
We're sensitive to energy.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely have those moments where I feel like I'm absorbing someone else's stress or anxiety.
Oh, yeah,
Like a sponge, you know?
totally.
And that's where this idea of energy leaks that Heather talks about comes in. She thinks that these cords can actually drain us
Especially.
if the relationship is negative or just kind of stagnant.
Okay, think about like when you spend time with someone who's constantly complaining or gossiping.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
You just leave feeling so depleted.
Like all your energy has been sucked away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, when you hang out with positive people, supportive people,
Oh, it's like night and day.
it's amazing.
Totally different, yeah.
It's all about the quality of that energy exchange,
It really is.
which is why I think this concept of energetic sovereignty is so important.
Absolutely. I think that's a key takeaway here.
Okay, so let's break that down a bit.
Yeah.
What exactly does energetic sovereignty mean?
So at its core, it's the ability to manage your own energy
Okay.
and set those boundaries against unwanted influences.
So you're in control.
You are.
You're not letting other people dictate how you feel.
Yeah.
It's like having control over your own energetic thermostat.
That's a great way to put it.
Right.
So it's about being aware of these energetic connections and making conscious choices about how we interact with other people.
Yeah, I think a big part of it is
Right.
becoming aware of those invisible threads that connect us,
Uh-huh.
and then figuring out how to navigate those connections in a way that makes you feel empowered.
Not drained.
Not drained, exactly.
This is giving me a whole new perspective on my relationships.
Really.
It really is. It makes you wonder if some of those times when I felt inexplicably moody or drained were actually because I was picking up on someone else's energy.
It's definitely possible, yeah.
It is.
And if we take this concept even further,
Yeah.
it raises some really interesting questions about things like telepathy,
Oh.
and maybe even the possibility of sending positive energy to others
Through these cords.
with these cords, exactly.
Now that's where it gets really interesting.
Right.
Heather actually suggests that we try a little experiment.
Oh,
Send some good vibes to someone you're close to and see if they can sense it.
I like that. It's a fun idea.
Right.
And it really highlights the power of intention.
Okay.
But it is important to approach this with a sense of curiosity,
Okay.
not fear or apprehension.
Why is that?
Well, Heather says if we approach these chords with fear or negativity, we can actually amplify those feelings and
Oh,
create more tension.
almost like putting a magnifying glass on the negative aspects.
Exactly.
So it's all about approaching these energetic connections with awareness, intention, and a positive mindset.
You got it.
All right, I'm ready to dive deeper.
Okay, well, as we go further into this idea,
Yeah.
we'll explore some practical techniques for managing these chords and reclaiming our energetic sovereignty.
Okay, this is already blowing my mind.
Good.
I can't wait to hear more.
Great. So it's important to remember that these energetic chords, aren't inherently good or bad.
So it's not like some chords are like evil,
Hmm.
and need to be banished.
No, not quite. Think of them more like conduits,
Okay.
neutral pathways for energy.
Okay.
It all comes down to the type of energy that's flowing through them and the overall dynamic of the relationship.
Yeah.
That's what determines if it's beneficial or draining.
So if you're in a healthy relationship, supportive, where there's mutual respect, love,
Right.
those chords could actually make the connection even stronger.
Absolutely. In those cases, the chords might help with a beautiful exchange of positive energy,
Right.
deeper understanding, empathy,
Yeah.
even a sense of intuitive connection.
Yeah, like when people talk about having a telepathic link with their loved ones,
Exactly.
like just knowing what the other person is thinking or feeling. Could that be these energetic chords?
It's a really interesting thought.
It is.
Some people believe that strong, healthy chords can help with that kind of communication.
Especially between people who are really close.
Yes, especially those who are closely bonded.
Okay, so now I really want to try that experiment.
You should.
But what about the opposite?
Hmm.
What happens when the relationship is strained?
Right.
Or if one person is always taking more than they're giving? Do those chords become like energy vampires?
Ooh, that's a great way to put it.
Right.
Yeah, when things are out of balance, the chords can turn into conduits for draining energy.
And you can feel that,
Oh, yeah.
emotionally exhausted,
You can feel it emotionally.
irritable, even physically unwell.
After being around that person.
It's like when you have that long meeting with someone who's just so negative
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
or demanding, and you leave feeling totally zapped.
Zapped. Yeah, just completely drained.
And we need to be mindful of this,
We do.
especially if you're empathetic or sensitive to energy,
Especially then.
because you're probably going to be more susceptible to absorbing all those negative vibes.
You're going to be like a sponge.
Yeah, Heather talks about how we can just pick up on other people's anxieties and fears, even physical discomforts,
Wow.
through these chords.
It's like you have this open channel to their emotional and energetic state.
Yeah, whether you realize it or not.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to learn how to manage our energetic boundaries.
Our energetic boundaries.
Yeah, it's about recognizing when you're taking on energy that isn't yours
Right.
and figuring out how to protect yourself.
Okay, so how do we know if we have some chords that need some attention?
Well, pay attention to how you feel
Okay.
when you're around certain people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel energized, uplifted, or do you feel drained and depleted when you leave?
Okay.
You should also notice any recurring patterns
Oh, interesting.
or emotional shifts that seem connected to specific people.
Heather talked about how the location of the chords in your energy field can give you clues, too,
Oh, yeah.
about the type of energy being exchanged.
Right, like if you have chords in your heart area,
Heart area.
it could be about emotional attachments
Ooh.
or heartbreak.
Heartbreak.
But chords in the head
Okay.
might be more mental
Specific.
connections.
Yeah.
So if you always feel anxious or mentally drained
Yeah.
after interacting with someone, that could be a sign that there's an energetic cord
In the head area.
in the head area that needs to be addressed.
That needs some work.
Some work, yeah.
It's almost like we need an energetic battle plan,
Ooh.
like a map of our energy field and all the connections.
It's less about battling and more about understanding
Okay.
and figuring out how to navigate it all.
Okay.
It's like you become this conscious gardener
Uh-huh.
of your own energetic terrain.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, you learn which plants are doing well,
Thriving.
and which ones are taking all the resources.
Okay.
And then you can decide how you want to tend to your garden.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say we've figured out which chords are causing trouble. What do we do?
Right.
Can we just, snick them off?
Heather actually thinks we can.
Really?
Yeah, she calls it cord cutting.
Cord cutting.
It's a visualization technique
Okay.
that uses the power of intention to release those unhealthy energetic attachments.
That sounds intense.
It is powerful.
How does it work?
So it's all about creating a very clear intention.
Okay.
to release that connection.
Mm-hmm.
She recommends finding a quiet space
Okay.
where you can just relax and focus inward.
Okay, and then what? Did you picture ourselves like Edward Scissorhands just snipping away?
You can use that imagery if it works for you.
Okay.
Basically, you just visualize the person
Mm-hmm.
that you want to cut the cord with.
Right.
Imagine those cords connecting you.
Okay.
And then you can use your fingers,
Yeah.
like scissors, to symbolically cut those cords.
Oh, wow.
Visualize them dissolving and the energy going back to where it came from.
It sounds almost too easy.
It can be that simple.
It's the power of intention.
The power of intention and visualization.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
And Heather says it's really important to approach this with love and compassion
Yeah.
for yourself and for the other person.
Okay.
It's not about ending the relationship for good.
Right.
It's more about getting rid of the negative energy that's blocking a positive connection.
So it's like hitting the reset button
Yes.
on a glitching computer.
That's perfect.
You're not getting rid of the whole computer.
Yeah.
You're just getting rid of the junk files that are
Yeah.
causing the problem.
Yeah, you're just clearing out the clutter.
Yeah.
So you can create a healthier energetic dynamic.
Okay.
So both of you can move forward
In a positive way.
in a more positive and empowered way.
But what if the relationship is already over?
Okay.
Or what if it's with someone who's no longer living?
Right.
Can you still cut those cords?
Heather believes you absolutely can.
Okay.
She says it's really important to forgive
Yeah.
and let go of any anger or resentment,
Mm-hmm.
because those emotions can actually keep you energetically tied to that person,
Even though they're gone.
even if the relationship is over.
It's like those songs that remind you of your ex.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
You know the relationship is over,
Yeah.
but you hear that song,
And it all comes back.
all those feelings come back.
Like you're right back in that same situation.
Exactly.
Cord cutting can help you clear out those energetic playlists
Oh, I like that.
so you can move on without all that baggage.
Okay, so we're not erasing the past.
Right.
We're not pretending those relationships never happened,
No.
but we're releasing that energetic hold they have on us.
Exactly.
So we can move forward with a clean slate.
Exactly. You're reclaiming your energetic sovereignty
Wow.
and making space for new, healthier connections.
This is so fascinating.
Isn't it?
It's making me think about all the relationships in my life and how they might be affecting my energy in ways I never even thought about.
That's what's so cool about exploring these concepts.
Yeah.
It opens up a whole new level of awareness
Yeah.
about how we interact with the world.
And with each other.
Exactly.
And it's not just chords with people, right?
Right.
Heather said we can have chords with habits,
Habits.
thought patterns, even past experiences that aren't helping us anymore.
It's true. Anything we're energetically attached to can create those cords.
Okay.
So you have to be mindful of where your energy is going.
Yeah.
Is it a toxic relationship?
Yeah.
A limiting belief? Or even a bad habit that's holding you back?
It's like decluttering your physical space.
It is.
You know, get rid of the stuff you don't need.
Make space for the things you do
Yeah,
need.
to make space for the things that bring you joy.
Yes, and support your growth.
Exactly. So it's about creating a more harmonious flow of energy.
Yeah.
Both within ourselves and in our relationships.
It is.
Okay, so we've talked about how to spot those chords that need attention
Right.
and how to cut them.
Yeah.
What happens after you cut a cord? Does it just disappear forever?
Good question.
Or does it come back like a weed?
That's a great question, and we're going to explore that
Okay.
and some tips for keeping those energetic boundaries healthy
All right.
as we wrap up our deep dive.
Okay, so we figured out how to spot those cords that are giving us trouble and how to cut them, but what happens next?
Yeah.
After you cut a cord,
Mm.
does it just vanish?
Well,
Or can it grow back like a weed?
that's a great question. It's like, imagine you're trying to clear a path through a really thick forest.
Okay.
You can hack away at all the undergrowth,
Yeah.
but if you don't get to the root system,
Oh.
those pesky plants will just keep growing back.
So how do we keep those energetic weeds from coming back? Is it a
Okay.
one-time fix?
Well, Heather says it's more about shifting the energy
Okay.
rather than a permanent severing.
It's like when you have a friend who's always negative.
Right.
You might set some boundaries with them.
Exactly.
Change the subject.
Right.
Or maybe even spend less time with them.
Right.
So even if you cut the cord,
Yeah.
if you keep interacting with that person in the same way,
In that same pattern.
that energetic connection could come back.
It could. It can't reform. Yeah.
It's like learning a new dance step.
Oh, I like that.
Once you learn the basic move, you can adapt it to different rhythms and partners.
Exactly. And just like dancing, it takes practice
Yeah.
and awareness to really master this energetic choreography.
So Heather recommends sometimes actually talking to the person
Oh, that's
to
interesting.
try and shift the energy.
Yeah, if it's a relationship that you want to keep,
Yeah,
open communication can really help clear the air
right.
and set some healthier boundaries.
It takes a lot of vulnerability, though.
It does.
And trust.
Yeah, but it can really change things.
Right, imagine saying something like,
Yeah.
hey, I've noticed I feel drained after we talk. Can we try to focus on more positive things?
That's a great way to approach it.
But what if the relationship's already over?
Okay.
Or if it's someone you just can't talk to for some reason?
Right. Well, Heather says it's still okay to do the cord cutting yourself.
Okay.
The important thing is to do it with compassion,
Okay.
forgiveness, and really want to let go of the negativity.
It's like writing a letter to someone you had a falling out with,
Oh, yeah.
even if you never actually send it.
It's more about processing those emotions for yourself.
Right, because holding on to that anger
Yeah.
or resentment just keeps you tied to them.
Energetically.
Energetically, it's like carrying around this heavy backpack full of rocks. It just weighs you down.
You can't move forward.
Exactly.
But once we've let go of those unhealthy attachments, what can we do to fill that space?
Right. Well, Heather says it's important to replenish your energy from a higher source,
Okay.
whatever that means for you.
Mm-hmm.
The universe, source energy, a higher power, nature.
Mm-hmm.
It's like plugging into this endless supply of positive energy.
It's like trading that heavy backpack for a
Yeah.
set of wings.
That's beautiful. It's about shifting your reliance
Yeah.
from outside sources to a deeper connection
With yourself.
with your own power.
This whole deep dive has been amazing.
It has been fascinating.
It's really made me think about how I manage my own energy and how I interact with everyone.
It's a good reminder that we're all connected in ways we might not even realize. Yeah. And that our energy affects those around us.
It's like the butterfly effect.
One small change can have a big impact.
Exactly. So as we wrap things up,
Yeah.
take a moment to check in with your own energy.
Okay.
What are you feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you holding tension?
Yeah.
What chords might need some attention?
Okay.
And as you go about your day, pay attention to those energetic exchanges.
Okay.
Are you giving out love and positivity?
Hmm.
Or are you accidentally draining others with negativity?
Oh.
Remember, you have the power to create those healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
And take back your energy.
Okay.
It's an ongoing journey, and it starts with paying attention.
This is a topic we could keep talking about for hours.
I know, right?
But we hope this deep dive has inspired you
Yeah.
to explore this fascinating world of energetic connections.
Keep exploring.
Yeah.
Keep questioning.
Keep learning.
And keep expanding your awareness. The world of energy is huge.
It's amazing.
And there's always something new to discover.
Thank you for cruising with us on Podcast Cruise. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us bring you more intriguing and thought-provoking podcasts. Stay curious, and we'll see you on the next adventure.